So today's topic will be about randomness. So I did a quick Google search of random, and we know we have some intuitive definitions that random means it's unpredictable. It was chosen without a conscious decision, or there was no influence in that decision. It was just an arbitrary choice. In other words, there's no way of knowing what's going to come out of something that's truly random. Now for us, randomness we use a lot in experiments and we use a lot in computer simulations. So it's a pretty important topic to be able to basically use on a computer. And up until this point, what we've seen is that when we've defined a variable, the user essentially has been in charge of deciding that value. So maybe they slid it on a slider, so I set my age to 3, or maybe they clicked a picture on who they wanted to vote for. But direct interaction by the user set the value of the variable. What we want to do today is have the computer assign the value of the variable. We want the computer to do that randomly. So we're going to use this as our new block today, and we'll pair that with some other blocks that we already know. So what we're going to do is we're going to just do a quick little task to practice our randomness. So go to Scratch and create a new project. Now it should load just the basic cat, and go ahead and just label it right now as random example, and then your name. So what our goal is we want to have the computer randomly assign an age from 0 to 100 using only integers, which is what the computer will default to. And then based off that random number that the computer assigned to the age, we want the cat to give us an answer based off the age. So if you're 0 to 18, you're going to be a minor. If you're 0 to 17, you're a minor. So if you're 0 to 17, you're going to be a minor. If you're 18 to 29, it's going to say you're living it up, so on and so forth. So the first thing we need to do is we obviously need to define a variable. So let's make our variable and call it age. There is only one sprite here, so it's going to apply to all the sprites. Now, it doesn't matter what the age is, the computer needs to randomly assign it. So right away, when I start my program, so when the green flag is clicked, what I want it to do is I want it to set the age to a certain number. Now, how we choose a random number under the operators block is our pick random numbers. So we want it to choose an age between 0 and 100. Now, these blocks, like the squares, I believe anything can go in a square compared to like a hexagon or something. If it's a hexagon, it has to fit a hexagon. But if I can type in something, this is a number. So I can go ahead and put this random number into that block. So here, as soon as I click the flag, it's going to set the age to a random number between 0 and 100. So if I do that, I can see the age is 92. Now it's 89. Now it's 19. Now it's 97, so on and so forth. So I correctly have the computer randomly assigning an age from 0 to 100. But now I need the cat to respond, right? And these are going to be some conditionals. So based on your age, I need to respond to that. So we'll do one or two of them together and you will finish. So after it sets the age, what I want this sprite to do, so if that age, and we're going to go to the operators here. So the age is between, or in other words, if you're a minor, you're just less than 18. So here I'm going to say if the age is less than 18, what do I want you to do? Well, I want this thing to say, I'll use just the regular say, you're a minor. So if I try it, he set it because the random age was 7. If I tried again, I picked a random age of 6. Now it's 33 though, so he's not saying anything. But I need to include all of these. So what if I'm 18 to 29? So there's a couple ways that we could do this. I'm going to introduce a few things here. So what's important to note is like when I do the ifs, I can nest a bunch of things in there. So like I can put a few things in there. So the next thing is I need to be between 18 and 29. So in other words, I need to be older than 17, right? So my age would need to be older than 17. But my age would also need to be less than something. It would also need to be less than 30. So it's a quick reminder here that the word and means both things are true. Meaning, to be in that age group, not only am I older than 17, but I'm also less than 30. If I just said older than 17, things like 100 would work there. So if I'm older than 17 and less than 30, which means I'm either 18 or 29, right, because these are non-inclusive, what I want it to say then is, according to the directions, it's supposed to say, living it up. let's try it here. So 71 is nothing I have programmed yet. That's why it's not doing anything. 34. I'm going to look for a number between 17 and 30. So just so I can see it, I'm going to change to picking the random number from 18. Sorry, we'll do 17 to 30. Just so it picks numbers that are closer. What's really important to note here, though, when you choose to pick the random one, it's inclusive. Meaning whatever numbers you put, so the endpoints, could be selected. So right now it's going to choose anything from 17 to 30, including 17 and 30. So like 27 is between 18 and 29, so it worked there. So I'm just showing you that if it chooses a number between 17 and 30, and if I change this to like 40, there's some numbers that it won't say anything yet. Like 30 is not between 18 and 29. So just kind of showing you that it works. So your task then is just to finish the rest of it. Make sure that based off the age, it says the correct thing. When you are done, just kind of show your teacher and you'll be ready to move to the next step.